Good morning and welcome to Changing the World with God and with Good, where for about 5 or 10 minutes or so I get to share God with you, His will for humanity without religious bias, ethnic bias, national bias, gender bias, or political bias, but just share simple information that is meant for all of humanity. And on yesterday, I talked about the mustard seed and about the part of growth that we can't see and how the seed is continually growing even when we can't see it. And as I said, I will continue this particular subject today and tomorrow, finishing up on tomorrow. But today, for just a moment, I want to talk still from the subject, the mustard seed. But this time I want to talk from the perspective of you being that seed, the mustard seed. You are that seed. And I want to talk from this particular perspective today and share with you the process at which the seed go through in order to become produce, in order for it to become something that is beneficial for us, so that I might help someone that as you hear this message, understand that yes, you have been that seed, and to help you to not give up, not throw in the towel, not feel as if you are a victim because you have had to go through an experience much like the mustard seed in becoming produce for the benefit of others. And again, I want to help you to understand that although you've gone through a lot, that like that mustard seed, God has equipped you to be able to handle the things that come upon you, so that in the end, you too, like that mustard seed, will become a harvest that is beneficial for not only you, but for those that are around you, for this earth, and for God. You, that mustard seed. And in looking at the process in which a mustard seed go through in becoming a produce or harvest for the benefit of others, the first thing I noticed about that particular seed is that dirt is thrown on that seed. I mean, dirt is thrown at that seed. I mean, dirt is thrown on top of that seed, and it is buried under dirt. Now, I've got to believe that I am talking to somebody this morning that feels like you are that seed. I mean, you've had dirt thrown on you. You've had dirt thrown at you. I mean, you know, the more you tried to do good, it seemed as if the more people were throwing dirt at you. I mean, whatever you seemed to touch, it seemed as if dirt was being thrown on top of it, and now you feel as if you have been buried alive. I mean, so much so that you even wonder if people see all that you have gone through, all that you're going through, because there is a mound of dirt that has been thrown on you, on top of you. You've been buried alive, and it's as if nobody sees what you are going through. Why? Because there's a mound of dirt that has been poured on top of you. Well, this is only the first thing that the seed goes through. So, beloved, watch all the things that the seed goes through in order to become a produce or harvest for the benefit of others. And I want to encourage you to as you look at this seed, recognize you may see somebody in this particular analogy that you know intimately well, and you've just got to hold on. Follow me. The first thing that happens to the seed is that it is buried under dirt. How many of you know that as soon as it finds itself under dirt, that the next thing that happens to the seed is that people will start walking on it? Some will walk on it intentionally to bury the seed deep in the earth. And then some will walk on the seed unintentionally, not even recognizing that the seed has been planted in that spot. And I've just got to believe that I'm talking to somebody this morning that have had people step on you, had people walk on you, then had others not even recognize you was there, that you were suffering, that you were going through situations, and they just walked on past, walked on top of you as if you wasn't there. Beloved, you are God's seed, and I want to encourage you this morning that just as that seed goes through difficult days to become a produce or harvest, that God sometimes takes us through, because we are his seed, that we survive the process and become what he has prepared and equipped and birthed us to be. The first thing that happens is the seed is buried under the dirt. The next thing that happens, people walk on the seed. How many of you that have had people just walk all over you? They've taken your goodness and your kindness as a weakness, all because you were you had made up your mind that you were going to do the right thing. You were going to treat people with fairness. You was going to treat people courteously. You were going to treat people in a manner that you would want to be treated. And they stepped on you. They took your kindness for a weakness. But how many of you know that the seed got stepped on, the seed got buried, and that wasn't even the end of the story, because then the seed found itself almost drowned or drowning under a deluge of water. You know how the rain will come. You know how the farmers will water the earth with tons of water to ensure that the earth is saturated. But how about that seed that is buried under all that dirt? That seed feels as if it's drowning under the dirt. How many of you have had a similar experience? You feel like you're drowning under a stack of bills and debt. You feel as if you are drowning under the weight of the world. Somebody this morning knows what I'm talking about and have found yourself feeling like this seed, wondering, why did they throw dirt on me? Why did they step on me? Why am I feeling like I'm drowning under the weight of the world? Why? But I want to encourage you to hold on, because the seed didn't stop there. The process didn't stop there. It was just an equipping. God was putting that thing in a fire so that it could, after it was done through the process, it was prepared to benefit others. Sometimes you got to go. This is why the Bible encourages us and it warns us that where much is given, much is required. I want to tell you, beloved, that after that seed is buried under dirt, after people step on it, after it finds itself feeling as if it is buried under the weight of the world, how many of you know that then that seed has to deal with other entities and other things trying to take what is meant for it? You got that little seed is having to compete with, you've got larger roots up under the ground. You've got, large trees. You've got other vegetations that's stronger than that one little seed there. And all the water and all the nutrients that were meant for that particular seed. How many of you know that that large oak tree snatched up the water that was meant for that seed? How many of you know that that established plant snatched up the nutrients that was meant for that particular seed? Somebody out there this morning understand what it feels like when you were expecting something. You knew that it was meant for you. You knew that God had set it aside for you. You knew that someone had laid and prepared the table for you, all to find out that someone had come along and took what was supposedly yours. Somebody, you had prepared for it. You had made arrangements to go left instead of going right, because you knew that something was over there. because someone had told you that they had left something for you. But oh, you got over there and you discovered that what was supposed to be yours, somebody, may have been somebody that was even close to you, had already taken what was supposed to be yours, and they was using it for their own benefit. I'm talking to somebody this morning. And then sometimes after all that is gone, you think that, okay, wow, that's enough for anybody. That's enough for anybody. But I want to encourage you because, and I want to warn you, beloved, that there's one other thing that the seed has to go through before it becomes produce, before it becomes something that is beneficial to others. And how many of you know that that seed then has to break itself open? It has to be broken open, and it has to expose what's on the inside of it to the elements of life. How many of you feel like you've been broken and you've been exposed and you've been made vulnerable to the conditions of life, all because you are God's seed, and he has to take you through a process. He has to expose you so that you others will know that I am God and I am capable of doing whatever I need to do to get you to that place. Why? So that when you get there, you recognize that it was me that got you to that particular place. Somebody this morning is feeling broken. You're feeling like all hell is broke loose, and everything that you tried to hide about what you were going through is being exposed. Everything on the inside now finds itself vulnerable to the conditions of life. Beloved, I'm here to tell you that just like that seed, you got two choices. You can either quit or you can go on despite what you're going through. And I just believe that God has equipped you to be able to run on to see what the end is going to be. I'm here today, beloved, to tell you that after you've had dirt thrown on you, after you've been stepped on, after you found yourself as if you were drowning, after you've had to deal with things being taken from you that was supposedly yours, after you've been broken open and cracked open and exposed to the elements of life, after all those things, I'm here to tell you to run on, beloved, because just like that seed, you are God's seed, and God has placed in you in this earth. He's planted you in this earth, not to wither and die. Not to wither and die, but he's planted you a seed in this earth that you might produce and become what he has created you to be. He has created you a seed that you might benefit him, that you might benefit others, that you might be benefited yourself. This is what a seed does. A seed works for the benefit of others. It works to please and to help others. Well, God has placed you in the earth for the same particular reason, and this is why you've had to go through what you've gone through. This is why you've had to endure the hell that you've had to endure. This is why people have stepped up, why God was preparing you. He was preparing you for greatness. But again, you've got to remember, beloved, that where much is given, much is required. Sometimes it takes a whole lot to get a whole lot. You've got to go through a whole lot so that you can handle the whole lot that's coming on the other side. Beloved, I'm here to tell you that you are God's seed. So go on, deal with it, shake it off, and recognize that God hadn't put more on you than you can handle. I know it gets tough. I know personally, that it gets tough. But hold on, go on, and get through it, and then become what God created you to be. And then watch all those that stepped on you, threw dirt on you, took what was yours, what was meant for you. Watch them come running back. Watch them, just watch them. And I urge you, again, I talked about it the other day, I want you to be like Job, that God might get the glory, that they might see in you your good works, that he might be glorified. But that they might know that no weapon formed against God's children and his purpose shall prosper. No weapon, because you are more than a conqueror, because you are the seed that was planted in the earth by God. to be great. I love you, I thank you, and I appreciate you. Until next time, goodbye.